I hate training my abs. So I decided, since I lack intrinsic motivation, maybe a little ad revenue would incentivize me to stick with my goal of doing 100 sit-ups a day for 30 days straight.
All right, guys, so here is day one. As you can see, I don't have a lot of muscular development when it comes to my abs. This is just standing up straight, and if I want to flex, I guess with the lighting coming down, it looks like I have a little bit of something, but I'm gonna keep diet the same for the next 30 days and see if we can make any kind of improvements when it comes to ab development.
The goal here is to keep my diet and exercise routine the exact same over the next 30 days while I look to accomplish 3 main objectives. 1, build ab muscle. 2, make a video that can help all of you watching. And 3, prove to myself that I can stay consistent training a body part that I've never actually worked out before over my last 15 years in the gym. The overconfident or maybe naive side of me really thought that I wouldn't have any problem getting my sets in for the first week or so, but by day 3, I was already fighting to stay disciplined. So it's currently only the 3rd day, and I already learned a lesson to not wait until the end of the day to do all 100 reps. It's about the last thing I want to do right now after a crazy day of work, but said I was gonna do it, so that's what we're gonna do. I really believe that one of the most important traits you can develop in life is consistently doing things that you don't want to do. That's the one skill that is going to take you further than most other people, even if they're smarter or more skilled. So I knew that even if I don't get anything out of this challenge physically, the mental rewards are going to be worth it. For the first week, I broke each day into 5 sets of 20 reps, and I learned pretty quickly that saving all 100 reps for the end of the day was not a good idea. This forced me to think ahead and really make a plan to ensure that I hit all of my prescribed reps, and pretty soon I found myself knocking out sets somewhat subconsciously just when I had a few minutes of downtime. So quick 1 week update, I would say it's actually gone better than I would have expected. To me, 100 setups a day seemed so daunting just because it's nothing that I've ever done. But ultimately, it hasn't been terrible once I get going. So when I got to the end of the day and I hadn't even started yet, that is when it sucks the most. But if I can do 20 reps here, 20 reps there, not so bad. My abs are a little bit sore, nothing crazy, but that's probably because my form hasn't been the best. At this point, I've just wanted to get the reps in. So now moving into week 2, we're gonna place more emphasis on getting quality reps. So week 1, my main focus was just getting the reps done, and as we move into week 2, I wanted to place more of an emphasis on form. So rather than just lifting myself up mindlessly, I was consciously focusing on both the eccentric and concentric portion of the reps, and this one tweak made sit-ups suck even more than I originally thought. So now that I'm finishing up on 2 weeks, one thing I've learned is that if you don't hate training your abs, you're probably just not training them right. Now, like a lot of you, I have a very busy schedule, but anytime I thought there wasn't enough time in my day to complete the sit-ups, I just looked up my screen time on my phone, and it really put myself in check. I learned pretty quickly that in every day I have the 10 to 15 minutes that it takes to work my abs, and nothing can really stop me. Well, maybe one thing. Okay. All right, guys, we made it to the end of the 30-day challenge, thankfully. So what I wanted to do is go over the results, the pros and the cons, and how you can apply this to your daily lives. So it is time to get into the results here. And thankfully, I know what time it is because of our sponsor Movement, who we'll be talking about very, very soon. But you'll see on the screen right now the before and the after picture. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys and tell you this is very deceptive, because on the internet, what people try to do is take the before picture, make it look really bad, and then the after picture, make it look really good, and then try to sell you something. But for me, you know, I've got nothing to sell you. So let's look at some true video footage so you can get a really good idea of how things developed from day 1 to day 30. And when I look at this objectively, I do think that I have a bit more definition, look a little bit tighter, but maybe that's just my opinion. You can let me know in the comments down below. But of course, I'm not walking around with the most shredded six-pack in history, and I don't think anyone really expected that to happen, because if so, every guy would be walking around with their shirt off if it only took 30 days to get absolutely shredded. So we made it to the end of the 30 days. It was a bit of a challenge mentally. I mean, the physical output wasn't too bad, but by the end of the day, it was just not something that I wanted to do because it's not an exercise that I actually enjoy. I just don't get much gratification from working my abs. So let's talk about the pros of this 30-day experiment. One was just a mental win. I put my mind to something, I achieved it, and that feels really good. Going back to the beginning of this video, that being one of my goals, another one of my goals is being able to make a cool video. Hopefully y'all have enjoyed it, and if you have, drop it a like. But also, you know, I did want to see some physical benefit, and as we talked about, I do think that I look a little bit better and I can see the benefit of working my abs directly. Now, as far as the cons, outside of it just not being that enjoyable and it's not something that I looked forward to doing every single day, the other con is that it did tax my lower back much more than I was used to. All of those sit-ups really put a lot of strain on my back, and you know, I've had lower back injuries all throughout my lifting career, so I'm sure that didn't help. So 30 days straight not giving it any relief, it didn't feel the greatest, and I'm sure that's not the best way to go about things, but I was just trying to go to an extreme to prove a point here. So now, as far as a takeaway message, I really believe that had I done abs, you know, 3 days a week, I would have seen the benefits of looking a little bit better and not experience as much back pain. I'm not sure there was any added benefit to doing it every single day. It seemed to be a bit excessive. I'm glad I went through it to prove to myself that I could. So now that I'm out of this 30-day challenge, what I've noticed is it's not as big of a hassle to do abs 3 days a week, when before, you know, I hadn't ever worked it into my workout program. So I think for everybody watching, what you can take away from this is introducing maybe 10 to 15 minutes of abs 2 to 3 times a week. You'll be able to see the benefits, and it really doesn't take that much energy or time out of your life. And you know, I think one of the biggest benefits to having developed abs is that you can actually look leaner and better at higher levels of body fat. So if you don't have any ab development, you're gonna have to get super lean to see any abs at all. But if you have well-developed abs, maybe you can stay between the 12 to 15% body fat level and still look like you have some pretty good definition, which I think that's, you know, every guy's biggest dream, right? Be able to eat as much as possible, but also look really good. So I think if we can implement abs into our routine, it's really kind of the best of both worlds. It's just like sticking to that schedule and having the discipline to actually work it in. But that is pretty much it. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Do you want me to do any more 30-day challenges? Have you ever tried something like this? Would you try anything like this? I would love to get your thoughts. But before I let you go, I did want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, who is Movement. You guys know I love wearing their watches and their blue light blocking glasses, especially at today's day and age. We're always looking at screens just like you are right now, and we look at them for 5, 6, 7 hours a day. So being able to block out some of that blue light is not only gonna be able to help your eyes, but also I think these look super stylish. I like to wear them out. People give me a lot of compliments, whether I'm going to work or just hanging out around the house. And you guys know their watch is something I've been wearing forever. They look like $500, $600, $700 watches, but they start right around $100. So it's a steal, it's a great value. And in addition to that, you guys can actually save an additional 15% going to movement.com/Travis and then get free shipping and free returns. So definitely check that out. I'm gonna leave Movement link down below. I know you all love their products, as do I, so definitely check them out. And we're gonna just wrap up the video right there, my friends. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch it. Could have been doing anything in the entire world, and you chose to watch me try to get shredded. That is pretty awesome. Please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I look forward to talking to y'all next time.